if you guys are just tuning in, we have a champion spotlight redemption. What's fun about this is for SirGanksAlot, who has their name Tyrant is Bay, if you look at the top here. And that's actually who we're gonna look at today. So you want it to be your Tyrant, right? We're gonna check out your Tyrant. SirGanks would like to highlight his Tyrant. He does a solo Spider 20 with it. And he says he used a very not so used mastery. He uses oppressor in the support tree. So they have tested out a bunch of different builds, a bunch of different combinations. This one seems to be the most gear friendly. And that is true. So I see you actually do have a couple rare pieces in there too. So you don't have all epics and Legos. Your Great Hall is not maxed and you're running at 100%. Under 2 minutes. Now you want to see a solo spider? Yeah, that's why I thought this was really cool. So thank you so very, very much for this champion spotlight on Tyrant. So we're going to do that. Now SirGanks says the reason why he thinks it's a worthy spotlight is the masteries in this build are almost unused for builds like this and are actually very underrated. But he thinks the synergy is very cool and strong. Similar to other videos on Reddit they've seen, they run masteries that have no synergy or counter synergy simply because of the skill description. Can be misleading and you need to test it. So he's done some testing and this is what works. So what we have here is he found that 280 speed is insane. So what he actually has is 249 speed, okay? Do you need a ton of defense? So defense, he's at 4,100, all right? And HP, he's at 57,000 HP, as you see here, with the accuracy being 240, and minimum having to probably be about 220. And he did add in the mastery oppressor. So in the masteries, he chose to add in Spirit Haste, increases speed by 8 for each dead ally and stacks up to 24. And also chose Oppressor as the last mastery. And the Oppressors increases the turn meter fill rate by 2.5% for each active debuff cast by this champion, stacks up to 10%. 240 speed for gear, Spirit Haste and Oppressor to get to 280 that we need. Beautiful. So that's what we're gonna end up seeing then. And he has Life Drinker in here as well too, which I'm sure is not a surprise. Heals by 5% of damage inflicted when attacking with 50% HP or less. Oh, see, there we go. We have goats. If only you had Death Knights for me. Do you have Death Knights for me? That's the only thing that could have made this better, is if you had Death Knights. But I actually like, okay, so SirGanksAlot chose goats for the people in the channel. So for you goats, this is for you. And full auto, okay. And they get experience, yep. All right guys, so here we go. This is our Tyrant solo Spider 20. Let's go. Now, SirGanks is saying this is full auto. So let's roll. And he brought goats just for you. So let's roll. Welcome back. If you guys are just tuning in, we are doing a champion spotlight on a solo Tyrant for Spider 20. Full auto. So you're saying this is a 100% run? And usually under 2 minutes. And look at the burn, baby. I gotta tell you, few things are as satisfying as watching HP burn on the spiders. Good morning, good morning. Look at them go. Yep, I'll show the pieces of gear right afterwards so you guys can all see this. So thank you to SirGanksAlot for redeeming this champion showcase on solo Spider 20 with Tyrant. Which appears to be full auto, which is why you guys see him hands off. Clearly, we're just letting it run. And he did bring in 4 goats just for the channel. How much accuracy? I saw 240. But that was before Masteries. He chose Masteries that increases accuracy based on the enemies. So it ends up being more. Look at that, huh? You gotta love it. So I'll go over and show you guys the masteries again, and we'll take a look at the gear. Beautiful. Now, you know what's fun about this is I have a second Tyrant, and I'll probably consider doing a solo Tyrant with him too. And there it is, 1 minute, 42 seconds. Well done, well done. Well done. Tyrant solo spider 20 run. Beautiful, beautiful. So here we go. Here's his gear. So he does have, like I was saying, he has 4 pieces of regen gear. And then he has a set of perception, okay? So here is the weapon. So I'm gonna show you guys each piece by piece. I know that you guys had asked for that. And then I'll show you guys the breakdown of the stats, and then we'll look at the masteries as well. But here's regen, obviously high resistance and speed. So we'll do the regen pieces first. That's the weapon. Here's the helmet. Again, speed, resistance, right? Speed, resistance, defense. All right. The gloves, defense gloves, accuracy, speed, resistance. And the boots are speed boots, defense, HP. All right. So this is the regen set. Now for the perception set, we'll go with the shield. HP, resistance, speed, and defense. Again, nice stats, and obviously glyphs are added too to help meet the numbers. And then an HP percent perception chest piece. Resistance, speed, accuracy, and defense. Okay. So these are his gear, all right? Resistance banner. So in this case, SirGanks opted to go with a resistance banner with speed. Okay, is what we have here. A defense amulet with resistance and accuracy, and an HP ring. All right, so now let's take a look at the stats. So here's the total stats. So health, 57,000. Attacks at 1,400. Defense is at 4,100. Speed's at 249. Crit rate is at 26%. Crit damage is at 91%. Resistance, 347, and 240 accuracy. And then I'll show you guys the masteries. All right, masteries. Here's the masteries. So for the masteries, this is what we did, is he went with a deadly precision for crit rate plus 5%. Keen strike, crit damage plus 10%. Life drinker, which is pretty important to make sure that he lives too, right? Heals by 5% of damage inflicted when attacking with 50% HP or less. Wrath of the Slain increases damage inflicted by 5% for each dead ally and stacks up to 10%. And Methodical increases damage inflicted by this champ's default skill by 2% each time it's used during battle, stacks up to 10%. So we went down the offense and the support tree. So for support, accuracy plus 10. Shield Bearer increases value of shield buffs the champion casts by 5%. Lay on Hands increases the value of heals this champion casts by 5%. Also important too. Keep him alive against all the spiders. Healing Savior increases the amount of healing and the value of shield buffs placed by this champ by 10% if the target ally has 40% HP or less. Swarm Smiter increases accuracy by 4 for each enemy alive, stacks up to 16. So again, so this is quite a bit considering you're going into spider and there's all those babies plus the mom is alive. There you go. The Shield Bearer only gets to Lay on Hands and Healing Savior. Yeah, it's fine. I was just going over what you chose. That's all. Lore of Steel increases base stat set bonuses of all artifact sets by 15%. Evil Eye decreases the target's turn meter when this champ hits them with a default skill for the first time. Lasting Gifts, 30% chance to extend the duration of any buff cast by this champ by 1 turn. And we talked about these, but we'll look at them again. So we have Spirit Haste, increases speed by 8 for each dead ally. Again, so that's the nice point to bring in some food, right? So you brought in 4 goats, and so that boosted your speed. To again, help you meet those numbers that you were trying to get to. Because you were trying to get to 280 speed. So the speed that you already had, plus when they die, it boosts it up for you. And then Oppressor. Increases the turn meter fill rate by 2.5% for each active debuff cast by this champ and stacks up to 10%. So I really like this. This is a lot of fun. It gives me some fun ideas for what to do with my second Tyrants. Yes, and the Great Hall. So these are the Masteries. Oppressor was the last one chosen. I'm going to show you Great Hall. That's important because you're gonna see that it's not fully built. It's not fully built. Tyrant is a blue. Tyrant's a blue magic champ, right? And you're gonna see that the only thing that's really maxed out is accuracy. Resistance is getting close, but again, we don't have a full Great Hall here, which I think is important to know because a lot of times when you see YouTube videos and champions are doing some insane things you didn't think you could do, sometimes we forget that Great Hall's involved, and Great Hall oftentimes is maxed out, but in this case, it's not. Great Hall is not maxed out at all. So with this, it was gear and it was Masteries. Yep, the Great Hall still is nice, but not maxed out at all.